Come on in, guys. Welcome to Idled Out, where we talk all things Survivor. My name is Luke, and today we're talking about jobs. You know, that thing you do in between playing video games or watching YouTube. On Survivor, the contestant's job shows up on their lower third because it's an easy way for the show to give us information about a character without having to use any airtime explaining what they do for work. And throughout the 20 years Survivor has been on the air, we've seen contestants with just about every career path imaginable. Usually, like most people you meet in real life, Survivor contestants have pretty standard jobs. Doctor, lawyer, gay Mormon flight attendant.
A gay Mormon flight attendant.
But every once in a while, Survivor contestants have the weirdest job titles. Seriously, there have been many times where I'm left wondering, how is that even a thing? And while there have undoubtedly been dozens of totally bizarre career paths represented on Survivor, there are 10 that stand out in my mind as the absolute strangest. And since I'm committed to covering even the most obscure and pointless of Survivor ephemera, I want to list them. So vend yourself some coconuts, scoop yourself some ice cream, and let's break down the 10 weirdest job titles ever seen on Survivor. The 10th strangest job title ever seen on Survivor is Gravedigger, the career of choice for James Clement on Survivor China. And what, does he dig them barehanded? Jesus, look at this guy. In the early days of Survivor China, James had trouble opening up to his Fei Long tribe. Instead of the charming dude with the killer smile we all came to know and love, he was initially kind of a creepy loner. Makes sense considering he spends his day in a graveyard, and most of his human contact is with corpses. So, Leslie asks him what he does for a living.
You're an interesting guy. What do you do?
Bury people.
After he gained a little confidence and got some footing in his tribe, James would go on to become one of the most popular contestants of the show's teen years. And it's easy to see why. But unfortunately for him, James is really good at digging graves, including his own. The 9th weirdest job in Survivor history belongs to Will Sims, Survivor Worlds Apart Final Tribal Loser. Will was listed as a YouTube sensation. Now, you might be thinking, isn't his job title Dead Fish? And no, that was just an unofficial title. From this YouTube sensation designation, you might think Will has some sort of popular channel here on YouTube. Well, you'd be wrong. Rather, a video clip of Will singing karaoke at a gas pump went viral, and he was featured in a Tonight Show clip that got millions of views. Well, one of those views must have been Survivor casting because Will ended up on Survivor's 30th season. Anyway, the video is obviously staged, and a little poking around online reveals that Will is an actor in LA. But good for Will. You know what? I'm sure his appearance on Survivor boosted his acting career.
Look at it. What else is gonna fit in there, Miss Greedy Ass? All you've been doing is running your damn mouth. So what else can fit in there, Shireen?
The number 8 weirdest job title ever on Survivor belongs to Monica Culpepper from Survivor One World. Monica was listed as an ex-NFL player's wife. Geez, Monica, you're too good to be called a homemaker? There's nothing wrong with that, you know. Aside from the obvious questions like, were all the current NFL players' wives busy? Is your husband's career really that integral to your own identity? Speaking of him, we'd actually meet Monica's game-changing hubby Brad when he and Monica competed against each other in Survivor Blood vs. Water. He was an early boot, and she went all the way to the end and got second. So, you know, Monica's got that going for her. The 7th strangest job in Survivor history belongs to fan-turned-favorite Eric Reichenbach, hilariously listed as an ice cream scooper on his initial outing in Survivor Micronesia. Aside from the sweet irony that Eric serves ice cream in his hometown of Hell, Michigan, I love this job title because it implies that he didn't do any other ice cream shop duties. No, Eric didn't work the register, help customers, or clean up. He only scooped. Man, imagine how strong his forearms must be. All that ice cream must have given Eric a brain freeze, though, because he would go down as the dumbest survivor in history for giving his individual immunity to Natalie Bolton, a fact which Survivor has been reminding him of for over a decade now.
Eric, Parvati had a line where she goes, "You will officially go down as the dumbest survivor ever."
At what point did sense of humor have to kick in for you to not feel bad about that?
If you don't laugh, you're going to cry. That's part of it,
And
too.
so you're laughing with it now.
Yeah.
The number 6 weirdest job title of all time takes us all the way back to Season 9, Survivor Vanuatu, and mechanical bull operator John Kenny. The first draft of this script didn't even have John Kenny in it, because I was under the mistaken impression that he was listed as a mechanical bull mechanic. Which is still weird, but at least makes some sense. But nope, operator. Now, I have to imagine this is some kind of late-night side hustle type of gig, like karaoke DJ or bar trivia quizmaster, and his day job was so mundane that mechanical bull operator just meshed way better with his aloof personality. Well, John Kenny ended up as the last pre-merge boot on Vanuatu, sending him right back to the mechanical bull circuit. So remember, next time you hop on a mechanical bull, check out the operator. It might just be a Survivor alum. The 5th strangest job in Survivor history goes to another player from Worlds Apart, Vince Sly, coconut vendor. Although, if you ask Vince, he does a lot more than just vend coconuts.
As a coconut vendor, I seek truth. I'm a seer of real.
I love the word choice of vendor instead of salesman because it really works perfectly with Vince's no-collar tribe designation. It's just got such a mellow, laid-back vibe, you know? And I really want to know, is Vince only selling coconuts? Does he sell other tropical fruit? Sadly, we'll never get to know because Vince was taken from us far too soon when he was betrayed by the YouTube sensation himself on the second elimination of the game, robbing us of what is, in my opinion, the best knockoff version of Coach we've ever had. Vince, I wish you could have lived to vend another day. For the 4th strangest job in Survivor history, we're going to go deep into the vault. It's Survivor Guatemala's Morgan McDivitt, the magician's assistant. This is probably the only Survivor top 5 list that Morgan McDivitt will ever appear on. Does she even make the top 5 Survivor Morgans? Okay. Yeah. Okay, you got lucky this time, McDivitt. Seriously, Morgan really didn't get a lot of screen time on the show. She looked excited when she found out Stephanie LaGrossa was on her tribe, I guess? And here she is in the background of a scene. That's about it. As it turns out, Morgan really is a great magician's assistant. She managed to vanish from the show in only 2 episodes. The 3rd strangest job ever on Survivor goes to Survivor South Pacific's Albert Destrade, the baseball/dating coach. Let me break this one down. I just cannot understand why both of these presumably part-time jobs were so important they both had to be listed. Perhaps I'm wrong, but I assume that when a contestant has multiple part-time jobs, they just sort of pick one as your job title and roll with it. But nope, Albert is one of the only people who has ever had 2 jobs listed. And I don't even understand why. It's not like his baseball or dating skills ever come into play. On top of that, the slash in the middle just makes this confusing to read. Is he a baseball coach and a dating coach? Is he a baseball and also a dating coach? Is he a baseball and also dating coach? I'm just saying, if you're going to have a literal contestant named Coach on your season, perhaps putting dating coach in someone's lower third isn't the wisest idea, unless they're actually dating coach. The 2nd weirdest job title ever seen on Survivor belongs to Philip Shepard, the former federal agent. ? Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite bits of editing humor ever in Survivor history, particularly because they fully commit to the question mark throughout the whole season. Now, there are few careers as intriguing or shrouded in mystery as federal agent. At least for me, it immediately conjures images of shadowy men in black doing shady government stuff. But there are a lot of federal agencies. Maybe this isn't what we're thinking. Wait, Department of Defense? This guy was seriously in charge of our national security? Look, I've got to hand it to Philip, though. He rolled with the punches all season long and even produced the receipts at the Redemption Island finale.
You are an active federal agent.
Yes.
How do you know Philip Shepard?
Philip and I met one another. We attended the training academy, and Philip was an outstanding student, in my opinion.
The weirdest job title ever in Survivor history belongs to Brandon Hantz, whose job was listed as Russell Hantz's nephew. Okay, there's stunt casting, and then there's stunt casting. I've got to wonder, what job benefits does being Russell Hantz's nephew come with? An extra scoop of corn at the Hantz family reunion? This title is so absurd because, of course, it isn't a job. In fact, new viewers tuning into Survivor South Pacific wouldn't even know who Russell Hantz is. It's just knowledge the show assumes you have. Which, to be fair, you probably do. Still, it's emblematic of CBS's bizarre love affair with this family, where Russell appeared on 3 seasons of Survivor in 2 years, then Brandon appeared on 2 seasons of Survivor in the next 2 years, Brandon's father ate up a bunch of airtime in the South Pacific family visit, and then Russell's other brother Willie was cast on Big Brother and then ejected after he started a fight. Brandon was brought on to Survivor, in his words, to clear his family name. Although he was only questionably good at that. This Russell Hantz's nephew lower third is completely superfluous. They could have just shown him talking about his relationship to Russell in a confessional in episode 1. Or they could have just shown this tattoo. Still, Brandon managed to go pretty deep in South Pacific and was actually pretty well liked and a big jury threat. Then our favorite baseball/dating coach convinced him to give up immunity, and he was promptly voted out. Don't worry, Brandon. I'm sure Uncle Russ is proud.
What did Brandon do wrong?
Everything. He didn't do one thing right. He went out there.
Got nothing else for ya. To make me a YouTube sensation, like and subscribe, and I'll get you more Survivor content just like this. Until next time, don't get idled out.